Destiny continues to improve over time. However, that doesn't mean there aren't little things here and there that could be made better. In today's video, I have 7 quality of life improvements that I think, and some of you think based on some polling that I did, would benefit the game. These are very small changes meant to improve the day-to-day experience of being in Destiny. Number 1. Vault Organization. We got our doubled vault space with the Taken King and everyone loved it, but now I have so much junk that it can be tough to sort through everything in-game. So with the addition of some organizational tools or filters, it would be easier to find your stuff in your vault or just have it look nicer. Some sorting and filtering tools could be sort by rarity, light level, by armor or weapon type, alphabetical, etc. This way, it'll be easier to organize your stuff if you have a lot of stuff. Within this vault organization suggestion, much like you're able to do with your friends list, I'd like to be able to use R2 and L2 to flip through the pages of my vault, and by extension my quest pages, and by extension literally anything else that has pages. Number 2, Crucible Map Voting. I'm sorry Bungie, but I really don't want to play Sector 618 and Cathedral of Dusk back and forth for eternity. Crucible Map Voting would let people actually rotate the maps we play on a little bit more than now, which feels like the same couple on rotate, or at least let the community pick their favorites. You could have 2 maps to pick from, and then a random map if people don't like those 2 options. This would also give Bungie some data as to maybe what maps are working in terms of layout and design, and what isn't with regards to what people enjoy playing on. I realize something like this is maybe technically harder to implement compared to something like Call of Duty or Battlefield due to the way Destiny exists as a game. By extension, you could have this apply for the strike playlist as well, being able to choose a strike as opposed to getting any repeats quickly. Number 3, Exotic Infusion. Exotic shards are very hard to come across now unless you're a veteran player just swimming in strange coins, or you had a big stockpile from before Xur stopped selling them. If you use an exotic to infuse another exotic, it shouldn't cost both the exotic armor and a shard on top of that, and if there were a way to implement a way to make that happen, I think that it would behoove a lot of new players. New players aren't exactly swimming in stuff, and to infuse an exotic that they might have picked up from Xur is a pretty daunting task. Number 4, Emote Slots. I know Bungie has heard us when we asked for more slots to equip emotes, but seeing as it's not here yet, well, I know I'd like to see that. Holding the D-pad in a direction could open up another set of slots where then you could pick an emote that you wanted to use. The main issue I foresee with this is that it might be a UI nightmare to equip so many emotes. Even if we only had the option to equip 4 emotes, well, that's certainly more than the 1 we have now. Considering how many emotes we have available to us, I know that I would like to equip more than 1. Number 5, Moldering Shards. Moldering shards were cool for normal mode King's Fall, even if the result was underwhelming at times, but now they are completely worthless for hard mode. It would be nice to have those be relevant again as a bonus, even if they needed to increase the amount of shards to reward you for a hard mode Oryx kill. That, or have them do something other than sit in vaults. Turn them in for reputation at Eris, maybe. I don't know, anything. Literally anything. Number 6, Armor and Gear Leveling. This is one of the most inconsistent experiences in Destiny right now. Why is it so easy to level exotic and legendary weapons, but armor takes an eternity? Shouldn't it be the other way around or something? Not that I'm looking for stuff to be harder to level, but man, it takes a long time to level up armor, especially exotic armor, which I get that it should be harder to level exotic armor, but geez. Maybe balance that difficulty by tossing some of the required experience to level armor onto the weapons to make it a little more even. Number 7, Loadouts. Similar to the system that the Destiny item manager has, I'd like to be able to set certain equipment up for a loadout. If I'm doing the raid, I'd like to be able to go to a loadout page, select all the gear and weapons that I want on me for the raid, and it would automatically equip everything. As someone who hangs on to a lot of armor, this is helpful to swap back and forth between everything across all modes of play. Definitely not the most urgent of additions required for the game though. Honorable mention, or I guess a side note, goes to being able to assign a button to feed you an ammo synth. While the idea is pretty sound in concept, I disagree with having it as an option in the game. The point of an ammo synth is supposed to be a last-ditch effort to feed yourself some ammo. It is a risk that you have to take by going into your menu. If it were possible to just equip synths to a button, then that risk would be completely gone, and I know that is something Bungie has mentioned in the past with regards to the risk-reward factor of ammo synths. Ammo synths wouldn't be a risk anymore, they would just be something you keep eating with no regards, so I'm personally fine with synths staying the way that they are. This goes the same for separating ammo synth cooldowns. By having individual cooldowns for synths, it removes the risk and penalty for actually using them. There's no decision there to make at all. Do I save it for the heavy, or do I save it for the special? That decision completely goes away, and that's a decision Bungie would like you to make, and is one that I can respect. Anyway guys, those are some ideas that both I and you guys have expressed for wanting to see implemented into Destiny. If you have a small quality of life improvement that you'd like to see, let's hear it in the comments. And I'm not talking fix this bug or add more content kind of things. We all know that stuff needs to happen. I'm talking about the little things. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.